So how about after I leave the movies from seeing this Queen and Slim movie, well not right after, but like the day or a day or two afterwards, I get pulled over for a speeding ticket. What are the odds? So I wasn't even going that fast. I was going fast though. Well, I was speeding, but I wasn't going that fast. But what's up going on, you guys? It's your boy Jason coming to you guys one more time with another movie review. Yes, I went and saw Queen and Slim. Um, and I'm here to share with you all my thoughts. I'm sure most of you probably already seen the movie by now. So these are my thoughts about Queen and Slim. If you haven't seen it, or if you're just curious to know what I thought about the movie. So first and foremost, um, it was an interesting movie. It's one of those type of films that make you want to have a discussion with some of your friends or maybe some of your coworkers that you trust, or you're not gonna offend nobody and get sent to HR or whatever, talk about racist stuff or whatever. But it's one of those types of films that make you want to have a discussion afterwards or whatever, and talk about some of the racism or police brutality type of issues that's going on in today's society. So it's good for that particular reason. Special shout out to my boy Daniel Kaluuya. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He's the main actor of the movie, the main male actor of the movie. Same guy who played in Get Out and everything. I love this guy. Every time he do some work in a film, it's always amazing. I always love his character. And he does it once again. He plays an awesome character in this film, and he does an excellent job with it. Also, special shout out to Jodie Turner Smith, who is Queen, I guess, in the movie. They don't really call her Queen in the movie, but like she's the female main actress in the movie. Um, I didn't care for her character, but she did an awesome job acting out her character's role. So special shout out to her, whatever. She was a very good actress in this movie. I just could not stand her character. She was very aggravating, very irritating. I was just like shut up through half of the movie. That's what I was thinking in my head. Like, please shut up. You're making stuff worse. You're not making anything better right now. You're making everything worse. And so she played one of those characters or whatever. But she was still entertaining to watch. Special shout out to my boy Bokeem Woodbine. I've seen this guy in so many movies, but I never like his work. I never like nothing he's in. I just did not think he was just that. I don't know if it was that he wasn't that good of an actor, or if I just didn't like the roles that he played in or whatever. But I love his character in this movie. I love him in this movie. I loved his character in this movie. He was funny. He was interesting. Um, he was entertaining to watch. Man, he made this movie for me. He made this movie for me. He almost had like a Dave Chappelle kind of sense of humor going on with him in this movie, and I loved it. So, special shout out to him. I want to see him do more work like this. It was a pleasure watching him. It made this movie for me. But all in all, the movie was entertaining, but it was way too long. This movie was so long. Dude, this movie was so long. It was. I wanted to look at my clock at my watch so bad. I was just like, oh my gosh, it's still on. Like the whole movie. First of all right, let me back up. I will give it credit for the fact that it did not waste no time getting to the interesting part of the movie. Like the movie starts off like, of course, you've seen the previews or whatever. So if you've seen the previews or whatever with them having their lunch or whatever, or their dinner date in the diner or whatever, getting to know each other, whatever. That's how the movie starts off on their first date or whatever. They're first getting to know each other, whatever. I even told my wife, because we saw how long the movie was, whatever. I was like, she was like, "How's this movie long?" I was like, "Well, yeah, they probably got to, introduce the characters separately or whatever. And then they got to show them get together or whatever. And then they got to show the incident, and then they got to show blah 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 blah. Like they skipped all the individual introductions. Like the movie starts off them in the diner having their date or whatever, get to know each other, whatever. And I love it when movies. This how Split was. Split did not waste no time getting to the interesting part. So I love it when movies do that. So special kudos to whoever the writers was, whoever idea there was, to go ahead and get straight to the interesting part of the movie. Like it started off at the diner, and immediately, like after the diner date thing happened or whatever, it ends up with the police scene or whatever, and then the movie goes on from there. But that's where these sucky parts of the movie happen. It's like at some point it's just like, dude, either go ahead and get caught or go ahead and escape. It's like the whole movie they're running from the cops. The whole movie they're trying to come up with a plan and trying to figure out what they're gonna do. The whole movie, like I thought it was gonna eventually be like, okay, well, either they're gonna escape and the part of the movie is gonna be them adapting to their new life or whatever right before it goes to the end or whatever, or maybe they get killed or whatever, and like the movie cuts off early or whatever. It's just 2 hours and I think it's 2 hours and 15 minutes of just them running from the cops. And I was just like, other stuff happens too. Like other stuff, they run to my guy Buckham Woodbine, which Uncle Earl, if you all didn't know, you know who Buckham is. He was the guy who was the uncle, or whatever. I love that guy, but yeah, like they run into him or whatever. They run to a couple of other people, or whatever. They try to help them along the way or whatever. And it's really a story about, of course, police brutality and about racism. And also, like, underneath all of this, it's also a love story between these two characters that found themselves in a bad situation and ended up falling in love with each other. And, you know, I guess, you know, drama brings people together and they end up, you know, falling in love or whatever. But they had a bunch of traumatic experiences happen along the way. So, man, this movie was so long, bro. Like, this movie was so... dog, y'all, it's still on? Like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go give me something to eat. I'm ready to go watch TV or watch something else. Like, it was just... It would have been so much better. This movie could have been awesome if it was cut down. If it was like maybe an hour and 40, I'll even say 2 hours. If it was right at 2 hours, or maybe like an hour and 40 minutes, hour 50 minutes, somewhere around there or whatever, it would have been great. But it was like they just drugged this out. They wanted to do so many. I guess they, you know, they were losing hope or whatever, so they wanted to try to do, they wasn't sure if they was going to make it to their goal or whatever, and I'm trying not to spoil any parts of the movie. So they're on the run. They're trying to figure out, you know, what they're gonna do. They finally come up with a plan, and they're hoping that they can make it or whatever. And along the way, they're like, well, just in case, you know, everything doesn't work out, let me ride a horse for the first time, or let me hang my head out the car while it's driving for the first time, or they're just doing. And of course, I mean, like, it makes sense because if you're in a situation like that, you don't know if you're gonna live or die. So you're just like, you know, let me have my last meal and let it be like the best meal I ever had, or let me do something that I've always wanted to do or whatever. So I understand it, but it eventually got boring. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like it eventually, like it was just. But anyway, I'm not gonna say the movie was boring, but the way that the movie was drugged out for 2 hours and like 15 minutes, that was unnecessary, and it made the movie boring at times for me. I know I probably shouldn't say the movie's boring because it got, you know, it's about, you know, deep meaningful stuff or whatever, dealing with police brutality and all these deep topics or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's a movie. So for it to be a movie, was it entertaining for me? It grasped my interest. I didn't fall asleep in the movie. I didn't want to go to sleep in the movie. because it did have interesting themes in it in the film. But I did get extremely bored. I got extremely bored. And I was just like, I'm ready for this movie to be over. So and now I'm finna end this movie review before you be like, I'm ready for this movie review to be over. So those were my thoughts on Queen and Slim. I love the actors in the movie. They did an awesome job acting. All of the actors. I love um, the themes of the movie, the details, the story. I loved all of it. I just wish that it was a lot shorter than it was. There was, I think that would be my biggest gripe with this movie, and yeah, I want to say I wish more stuff went on, but I understand like it's not that type of movie. It's it's about a love story and it's about showing the reality of police brutality and how things are in today's society and how twisted and messed up this world is right now. So and it hits on all of those topics, but man, it was way too long for me. So that's about it. I'll holler at you guys later. Like, subscribe to my page. Um, Go to ReelThoughts.net. Check out what I got over there. I will holler at you guys later. Quinn and Slim. Oh, my final thoughts about the movie. Is it worth going to see in movie theaters? Honestly, I think this movie is DVD worthy. That's what I would say about this movie. And I would only say that because it was good. It was good and was interesting. But I would get it on DVD so I can watch part of it, and then once I get sleepy or whatever, I'm like, okay, I'll finish the rest of this tomorrow. I'll cut the movie out there. I'll finish the rest of it tomorrow. Like this, that's my thought process, and that's where my head is. You might not want to do that because Quentin Slim is probably like a really big talked about movie right now, particularly in the black community or whatever. So if you want to be part of the conversations or whatever, you go ahead and see it in the movie theaters or whatever. But if you're just watching it for entertainment value or just watching it just because you think it's an interesting movie, I would personally wait till it came out on DVD. That way you can watch some of it, you cut it off, and you can finish the rest of it later, just like a good meal. Happy Thanksgiving. I'll holler at you guys later.